Welcome to the Hook and Reel Kayak Fishing Show, brought to you by Classic City Kayak Anglers and Coyote Outfitters in Watkinsville, Georgia, with your hosts, Freddie Garza and David Smith.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hook and Reel Kayak Fishing Show, your home for all things kayak fishing in the state of Georgia. On today's show, we're going to update you guys on the Georgia High School Kayak Fishing Association State Championship and also on the plans for the 2021 season. Also, we're going to talk to you about the Georgia Bass Nation State Championship from this past weekend and give you all the information on that. So with that, Freddie, start us off with the Georgia High School Kayak Fishing Association.
Yeah, we this being our first year, we were pretty excited about the turnout we had throughout the year. Just to give a little bit of a recap of what we were able to accomplish this first year is leading up the start of our season in the spring of last year kind of led up to an opportunity to send a team to Wisconsin to fish with the Student Angler Federation FLW High School National Championship that they held there in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So basically what we did is we kind of split our season up, and all of the spring tournaments were qualifying events to announce and send our team in June. The event was held in June. We've come on here and we've talked about that. Cale Henderson and his partner Will went out to Wisconsin and fished there. They did very well. Finished 72nd, I believe, out of 312 boats. So an outstanding finish there. And we were super happy to do it and send them there and have that opportunity for those kids. So that was kind of the first half of our season. Second half of our season was a culmination of taking all the points that the kids had accumulated in the first half and continuing them on. With COVID, it made it a lot difficult, but we were able to kind of bear through that. And at the end of the day, we were able to announce Angler of the Year and our state champion that we had there in conjunction with Southeastern Youth Kayakers out at Charlie Elliott on October 17th, the weekend of October 17th. Sorry, these dates are, it's been a crazy month. I was just talking to a few people and they were like, we can't wait till October's over. It's been heavy with kayak fishing and big tournaments. So yes, I'm one of those who are grateful that October is now rounding to an end. But anyway, out at Charlie Elliott, we were able to crown our first ever high school state champion, and that was Cale Henderson, who took honors for that in the first year. Cale took home a new canoe Flint along with other prize packs, going to our champion. Our Angler of the Year was Luke Garofalo, who took home a Diablo Amigo for his honors there with Angler of the Year. Both anglers started from the very beginning with us. They grinded it out all season. It was really back and forth. There were a few anglers that were always there at the top, but everybody who fished with us did well. And the places we went were definitely a grind at times. And the student anglers really did well and never giving up and doing their best at every event. So hats off to everyone who fished our season last year, and we look forward to them coming back this next season, and also the addition of some new teams that we're talking to as well. So as we continue to grow, we also still ask that you guys help us spread the word with it. We'd like to reach as many high schools as we possibly can. We're realizing there's a lot of opportunity there for some of the anglers that aren't able to find a boat captain or a boat, and this gives them another opportunity to stay within FLW, Student Angler Federation, and fish for those same opportunities that they could out of a big boat. With that, I'd like to kind of go into a little bit of information about next season and how to get started with this. If you haven't fished with us, again, we are a member or affiliated with Student Angler Federation, so you will need to have a membership through them. If your school is not providing that, or if your school is not affiliated with Student Angler Federation, that's okay. We can have you added to our roster at Georgia High School Kayak Fishing Association. So that's a $25 due. Georgia High School Kayak Fishing Association also has an annual due of $20. The entry fees for our tournaments next year is going to go up just a bit to cover some fees, and I'll explain that here in a second. But this year, all of our entry fees will be $35 for each event. The $35 includes the addition of Tourney X. We will be going to Tourney X next year, so you'll need to go and find and download that app. Tourney X Pro, I believe, is the latest version, so you'll want to make sure you're downloading the proper version, and that's Tourney X Pro that can be found in all of the app stores. So download that app, get familiarized with that app. We will have some. I think we'll maybe give some seminars on how to successfully navigate the app, so you make sure that you're prepared for the first tournament. But it'll make it a lot easier on our judges and the anglers, hopefully, or that's our intent as well. Anyway, so we hope that kind of speeds the process up and helps alleviate some challenges that we've had this past year. But we look forward to that. Also, we're hoping to give that opportunity to our parents who are there to support their angler, an opportunity to kind of keep up with the leaderboard, as we're hoping to have a leaderboard up at our events for the parents to keep up with their anglers throughout the day. So the other thing we'll need is a signed waiver, which you'll find on our Facebook page, and I'll make sure we get that pinned at the top of our page so we can start getting those emailed to us. And the last thing we have, or that I wanted to talk about, and all of this information will get posted up on our Facebook page, so if I'm talking a little fast and we're missing some things, go check out our Facebook page. It's Georgia High School Kayak Fishing Association, and we'll make sure that we pin up all the pertinent information there at the top of the page for you to have all in front of you. Email addresses, how to get those waivers and boater safety certificates, and anything that might need to be sent over via email. We'll have our email address up there as well. But let me go into the 2021 schedule. This is one that we're pretty excited about. David and I and the group, we kind of sat down and put this together, and hopefully, we did our best to try to accommodate the anglers that we had this year. We had quite a few coming from West Georgia, and obviously we have quite a few here in and around the Athens area. But we were trying to kind of move around, find some bodies of water that we felt were safe for our student anglers, as well as convenient for the parents too. So hopefully this kind of accommodates all of that. But we'll start off by, our first tournament is going to be March 5th on Bear Creek Reservoir. We started off there last year. We're pretty excited about going back. It's a great time to hit Bear Creek Reservoir, and we're excited to get kicked off there. So that's going to be March 5th, I believe. My glasses. Nope, I'm needing my glasses. So it's March 6th. Excuse me. That's going to be March 6th. March 24th, we'll be heading over to Lake Allatoona. April 24th, we'll be at Lake Juliet. May 15th, we'll be Hard Labor Creek we'll be heading back to Hard Labor Creek Reservoir. June 5th, we'll be Lake Juliet. August 21st, we're going back to Lake Allatoona. And then our state championship next year will be held on October 7th at High Falls Lake. So again, we'll post all of this on our Facebook page. All of the dates and lakes will be posted on there as well. Few things to just keep in mind. June 5th will be our cutoff for points that will be awarded to those vying for the high school state championship. So on June 5th, we'll announce our state champion, our FLW student angler champion, and send them to the national championship, which this year is going to be on Lake Hartwell.
I wasn't 100% sure.
I there's so many lakes on that it confuses me. But Lake Hartwell is where the national championship will be held this year. So it's going to be in our backyard. The only thing they have not put out yet are definite dates. So if that May 5th ends up being too close to that championship, we may stop the points in May 15th. But we'll go over all of the requirements to qualify for that as we get kicked off and as we get closer to the start of the season. But again, guys, if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or David. and we'll get those answers to you as quickly as possible. We look forward to seeing some new faces, some old faces, and getting the high school thing kicked off again. So, but again, if you guys have any questions between now and the kickoff, please reach out to us and let us know, and we'll get back to you.
Good deal.
All right.
Well, as we had an unbelievable season of Georgia high school kayak fishing this year, and want to thank all the kids and the parents and everybody that worked together to bring that together. So it was it was an awesome time. Wow. I'm really proud to be a part of it, and proud to see the kids grow and have such a good time and all. So looking forward to a huge season in 2021. This past weekend we had the Georgia Bass Nation Kayak Series State Championship on Lake Sinclair. Had a great turnout of anglers. It was a great weekend. We had 49 that were signed up. We like to say we hope Frank Reed is feeling better. We found out on Friday night that Frank was on his way to the tournament and had an accident in Atlanta, and I think he's okay from what we heard, but he was not able to fish with us. So Frank, hope you're feeling better, guy. Man, and hope everything's working out well, getting everything back together for you. As I said, we had 48 anglers fishing, and we found out also that based on that number of 48, that we so far have had the largest of all the Bass Nation State Championships. So congratulations, guys, on having such a large turnout and having a great tournament. One of the things that I thought was really interesting when we looked at the final numbers is there were 6 fish caught over 21 inches, which I thought that was really good. With that being said, before we'll start off with the big fish, which was Andy Middleton. Andy caught 21 3/4, which won the big fish. And with the big fish, we want to thank Shane Coulter with Automation Custom. I can never say it. What is it?
Automotion.
Automotion. I always want to say automation. Automotion Custom. Shane gave us a B&W trailer hitch. It's the 3-ball trailer hitch that everybody likes, and Andy was able to win that with the big fish. So congratulations, Andy, and thank you to Shane for that. With that being said, the top 5 anglers from this tournament all qualify for the Bassmaster Classic, and those 5 guys are Clinton Henderson in 5th place, Jason Broach in 4th, Dylan Lowry in 3rd, Tom Kurzinski in 2nd, and our first ever Georgia Bass Nation State Champion was Mr. Jason Alford. Jason caught a total of 91 and a 1/4 inch for his total length to become the first ever Bass Nation State Champion. So Jason, congratulations, buddy. Look forward to you guys representing the state of Georgia. These 5 guys will be the Georgia State team, Georgia Bass Nation State team representing the state of Georgia at the Classic. So congratulations, guys. And also we talked about Shane, and he also gave us for the 2nd place. Tom had a custom set of WeatherTech floor mats given to him, and Jason won a sprayed-in bed liner, all courtesy of Shane. So Shane, thank you for that, buddy. Thank you for stepping up. And I want to give a special thank you to Mr. Liney and his crew at Oconee Springs Park. They did a great job for us. Bent over backwards, helped us out. Always asking, what can I do? What can I do to help? What do you guys need? And they helped us tremendously in putting together a good show and a good tournament for everybody. So we want to appreciate that, or tell him how much we appreciate him doing that. Freddie, I know you got some things you want to talk about with that.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Yeah, I'd like to also thank Shane Coulter for stepping up and helping out with the prize packs there. Looking forward to him being involved in the state trail as we move forward, going into our first official season, I guess you could call it. But with that said, there's a couple of things that I wanted to get out there as far as information regarding Bass Nation moving into 2021. First and foremost, I would like to thank everybody for their patience and understanding, kind of getting through this first year. I know there was some confusion, some frustrations possibly, but I appreciate your patience and kind of working with us as we make this transition into Georgia Bass Nation. One thing I do want to say, and I've said it before, but I'd like to say it again, and that's, a huge shout out and thank you to Tony Beck and the board at Georgia Bass Nation. There's with all the confusion, all of the the timing of everything, it wasn't ideal, but we all made the best of it. And Tony and the board, they've been very generous to us, on the kayak side. And I always hate to say us and them. We're together. We are Georgia Bass Nation first and foremost, but we are the new kid on the block. Let's face it. So I do appreciate all of the the open arms, the being there to answer the questions, and kind of walking us through what needed to happen to get us to where we are today. And a lot of that kind of went into what I feel was a pretty good event for our first event. So I'm proud of Georgia Bass Nation. I'm proud of the team that helped, and the volunteers of putting that tournament together, because you can't do it alone. So the team did a very good job that weekend. I'd like to personally thank Michelle, who is my right hand, for being there and doing everything that she does to help out. David and Sharon Smith for being there as well. And we had so many people come up and asking what they could do to help, and I want to thank each and every one of them too for taking the time to step in and help out where it was needed. So thank you, everyone. But moving into next year, this year is technically over, but it's not. We do have until December. But if we're going to start thinking and talking about dues, I kind of want to throw it out there. Right now, we probably need to start getting back to thinking into next year. So dues, by the time our season kicks off, and I'm going to announce our trail here in a few minutes, but when that trail kicks off in February, we will, all the clubs that are associated with Georgia Bass Nation will need to ensure that all your anglers are covered up with dues. So the dues are paid, they're in the system, so we don't have any type of confusions or mishaps leading up to our first event. And again, I'll go over that timing. So however you want to handle it as a club, do so, but just ensure that all of your guys are taken care of, dues are paid prior to the first event, and they should be good. But moving into, kind of some details about the season for next year, I mentioned it in an announcement there at the tournament, and I'll reiterate it here. But next year's trail, we're going to have 3 trail stops with the state championship. Within that trail stop, every event, any one of the 3 events on the trail is a qualifying event. And basically the idea behind that is it will take the top 10 finishers from each event and automatically qualify them for the state championship. So you have an opportunity to qualify at each event. Obviously, if we have repeat anglers who are finishing in the top, if they've already qualified, we'll roll that spot down, and so on and so forth. So you do not have to fish the entire trail to qualify. If you qualify in the first event, then you're good to go. You don't necessarily have to. We'd love to have you at every event, but it's not a mandatory thing to qualify. So hopefully that alleviates some questions that I've noticed on social media regarding that. And again, if you got any questions, reach out to myself. Your tournament directors should have all this information as well, or David here at the Coyote, and we'll get you answers as quickly as possible. But let's move into the schedule real quick. I'm pretty excited to announce these lakes. What we've done is kind of looked at bodies of water that are really good. They're from a geographical standpoint, they make sense. From a fishability standpoint, they make sense. There's a lot that kind of went into creating what we did and putting together the first trail. I think there's some bodies of water on here that are often overlooked from the local clubs, and that's something that we were kind of taking into consideration as well. So here we are. For 2021, the Georgia Bass Nation Trail Series is as follows. February the 6th, we're going to be on Lake Eufaula. April the 3rd, we'll be on Lake Oconee, and May 1st, we'll be at Clark Hill. State Championship will be September the 13th on Lake Chatuge. So there you have it. That is the trail for next year. We're super excited. Really excited to be getting up to Lake Chattooga and doing our state championship, or Georgia Bass Nation state championship up there. If you want an opportunity to kind of test your skills on how you compete on Chattooga in a tournament environment, Georgia Kayak Fishing League has it on their schedule as well. So hit them up and go and see how you fare against some of Georgia's finest before a state championship. Other than that, that's pretty much all I had for Georgia Bass Nation. I'd like to, a couple people I'd like to thank as well. I want to thank David with Coyote Outfitters, Fletch Griffin at Westbrook Supply Co., and Kevin Fox at Southern Moon for coming out and talking to the people of the community there in Eatonton at the expo that we had there at the tournament. I do appreciate the time and effort y'all put into being out there, and definitely can't walk away without thanking Jamie Koza and the Dugout for stepping up in a huge way. We were able to provide captain's bags for all 48 anglers this weekend, and I can't stress enough, and I'm going to talk about it because it was an amazing thing to sit there and put together these packages or these captain's bags, because they weren't just they weren't the stuff on the shelves collecting dust, and I hate saying it that way, but I'm going to kind of call it what it is. And they were great captain's bags, and they were definitely top of the line product that went into each and every one of them. So to be able to provide that to you guys was an honor for me, but obviously the credit goes to Jamie and the Dugout for wanting to provide all that for you guys. And thank you so much for coming on as title sponsor. We're looking forward to working with you going into 2021 and building this thing. So if there ever any questions regarding Georgia Bass Nation, or if you feel like there's any confusion to how to get set up, reach out to any of us, and we'll definitely get you pointed in the right direction and get you signed up. It's a great opportunity. We're constantly getting contacted by people who want to be involved in what we are doing, and ultimately at the end of the day, that goes back to you, the angler, who travels to these events, travels for practice. It puts in the investment. We want to be able to provide an event that's going to give you some sort of return for your time and effort and financial, your financial. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank, but all the finances that you're putting into coming out to our events, and we appreciate you doing it. But to help build this thing is something that we're looking for in support from you guys. So if you guys see anything that's being posted on Georgia Bass Nation, please share it up, because I think there's quite a few people out there that have yet to get the information, and we're working our hardest to get it out there, but obviously any help we can get from you guys in shares, talks, conversations, texts, whatever, to get the word spread out there, we appreciate it. So.
All right. Well, guys, I guess that's it for this show. Thank you for tuning in, and just to end up with a congratulations to our 3 champions that we talked about. Cale Henderson winning the Georgia High School State Championship, Georgia High School Kayak Fishing Association State Championship. Then also Luke Garfalo for winning our Angler of the Year for Georgia High School Kayak Fishing, and for Mr. Jason Alford for the champion of the first ever champion of the Georgia Bass Nation Kayak Series. So congratulations to you guys, and again, thank you guys for tuning in, and we look forward to talking to you guys again soon.
Take care.